I often say that 90% of my job is mitigating expectations. And that's, I think, because we have so much more information available to
Yeah.
our clients.
I think also that when you have this higher level of detail that's expected, higher level of just what you have to do again because of codes or whatever, because of that higher level of complexity, more planning is needed, more seats at the table. In my house diagram that I mentioned at the beginning, you've got to have that foundation of planning, and you got to have the team established early on in the project. Just on that, like, how many different people are involved before a house ever even,
Yeah.
before a spade of dirt gets turned?
Well, there's a lot, and it varies depending on project. You usually need a good handful of in your team of consultants, architect, and then you've got kind of the engineer category of structural engineering is a pretty critical component to your project. Often in larger tracts of land, you'll need civil engineers involved. Even in a small project, you're going to need surveys and soils reports, because you got to have, the engineer has to know what the ground is in order to give you the right foundation. So you've got all of these kind of engineering components beforehand. Building performance is consultation is a big part of what I would recommend on the team. It's because of what we talked about earlier, the complexities of building materials and techniques and methodologies. It's really important to have that kind of third view in the mix. Me as an architect, I'm kind of charged with coordinating all of this stuff on the front end. I don't know all of these parts and pieces. Like, for example, the structural engineer knows the structure, the civil engineer knows the ground, the building performance consultant has a pulse beat more on these technologies and how to integrate them with each other in a successful way.
Yeah, and how they interact with the environment.
That's exactly right. There's so many parts and pieces to the houses that you just need these specialties involved and have their eyes on the project. And the earlier the better, in my opinion.